everybody, it is Steve, your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome. Welcome back to another video over here on That's Comical. And if you're watching and it happens to be a Wednesday, happy new comic book day. I apologize for my voice. I'm fighting something and I'm hoping that it's going to get out of here really soon. I have no idea what my daughter is bringing home from daycare these days, but I'm going to power through it. Anyway, today we are here to talk about the latest installment in the MCU film library, the second installment of Phase 5, and the 32nd installment in the entirety of this library that began in 2008 with the original Iron Man. And of course, I am talking about the final James Gunn feature in this library, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You know the cast of characters, you know who you're excited to see. And of course we've got some newcomers to the cast, including Will Poulter as Adam Warlock and Chukwudi Iwuji as the villain of this film, the High Evolutionary. So, I know that there's been so much sour feeling towards the MCU, especially with Phase 4 and how it turned out, and a lot of people are basically saying, is it time for the comic book film to officially take its final bow and just let a brand new genre of film take over the popularity of the movie-going public? Well, hold it right there, everybody, because I gotta be honest with you, the rumors were all true. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 may be one of the best and possibly perfect installments in the MCU library. I enjoyed this film from start to finish. I got everything I could possibly ask for as the final film from James Gunn in this library. The characters truly shined. Everybody got a perfect amount of screen time. There was some incredible character development of some of these characters that we have been seeing on film for so many years. I loved Rocket's story. I loved Mantis truly stepping up and really becoming something meaningful to this team. Even Nebula had some great moments in this film, and I absolutely am happy to say that one of the weakest points in the Marvel formula is finally starting to show some grit, and that is the fact that they are finally giving us truly great villains. I mean, Loki has always been great, Thanos has always been great, but outside of those two, we really hadn't seen anybody great until Kang the Conqueror came along, but who knows what's going to happen to that character with everything that's going on right now with Jonathan Majors. But the High Evolutionary is a character that I do know but have not seen much in the comic books, but I do know that he is a sick and twisted individual that is trying to create a perfect world in his image. And they did not hold back with the brutality, with the fierceness, with the horror that this specific character embodies in the pages of the comic books. This was a character that I truthfully feared. What his body language showed, his eye contact, every word that spewed from his mouth reeked of terror and disgust and true, pure evil. I applaud Marvel for finally getting something truly right when it comes to creating a great Marvel villain. Now, another great thing about this movie is there's some great surprises, some great callbacks to the previous two films, so you really do need to know a little bit about your Guardians when you go and sit down and see this movie. Now, was there anything wrong with this film? Well, again, when it comes to some Marvel films, for me, even though I enjoy them a great deal, sometimes I do have some personal fanboy nitpicks, and the only nitpicks that I had here was the fact that we saw some of the other characters like Starhawk return. It would have been great to see some of the other ones like Charlie 27 and Nikki show up, but it was pretty cool to see some of those characters that we saw in the post-credit scenes of the second film. But you know me, I like to always hope for more from some of these small characters, which is why I always say every single time a Guardians film comes to theaters, it only makes me want a Howard the Duck film or television show from this universe even more, because once again, Howard the Duck, voiced by Seth Green, shows up, has a small role to play. I want Howard the Duck because I know they're going to do this character right in this universe. And the other nitpick I really have is Adam Warlock. Now, Adam Warlock is a very powerful character, and Will Poulter is a fantastic actor. If you want to see a truly great performance of his, I highly recommend the movie Detroit. He scares me. He is brilliant in that film. But in this film, I didn't like the way that Adam Warlock was portrayed. He was very much looking like a true bumbling child and an idiot. And that's not Adam Warlock to me. As a matter of fact, I am currently reading a 5-issue miniseries from the Marvel Comics universe from Ron Mars and Ron Lim called Warlock Rebirth, and that is the Adam Warlock that I know. Though, when the movie comes to an end, I like where Adam Warlock is going, but the real question is going to be, with James Gunn leaving and joining the DC universe now with his own new version of Superman and who knows what else, the question is really going to be, who has the ability to do what James Gunn has done with these characters and still keep them relevant in the MCU? Because at the end of the film, there are a few credit scenes, not as many as the second film, but it does say at the very end that Star-Lord will return. So, I don't really know what the future holds, but I'm hoping that it is good because these are still very important characters and the Marvel Cosmic Universe of the MCU still has yet to truly expand, and they plan to do so, especially with the Fantastic Four showing up very, very soon. So, in the end, this is a great movie, guys. For all of you that were having doubts about the MCU, thinking that it was officially on its last leg, this film truly pumped some life back into this storyline, but the question is going to be, are the next couple of films going to do the same? Because, as far as I'm concerned, I agree with the consensus of the crowd, the Marvels doesn't look too promising. But anyway, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, such a great way to send James Gunn off to the next stage in his career, and I am giving this film a 4 stars out of 4. This is definitely one of my favorite films of 2023, and I highly recommend that you check it out if you really just want to have an incredible time in the theaters. And also, be prepared, because this is not as lighthearted and comedic as the first film. It will make you laugh, but there's a lot more that you're going to see in this movie that is going to make you cry. But thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below. Let me know your thoughts about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I will see you in the next one.